Good evening and welcome to our Monday night show. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a lot of things, DJ. We're going to be talking about some projects and some tips and some ideas that you can use with your shows with Mauro Luna. We're going to be digging into a lot of things tonight and having a lot of fun. We'll be right back with tonight's show.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
All right, welcome back to tonight's show. Tonight, Mauro, we've got some cool things we're going to talk about. Hopefully.
We are?
Yes,
we are.
Oh, yes, we will.
Yes, we are. Yeah. We are. And I'm going to put a full disclaimer right now. What works for me may not work for you, but these are just, I call them hack kind of DJ ideas or DIY and project kind of ideas. Some people might already be using these ideas. But that's the cool thing about presenting these, because maybe somebody can give me more of an improvement on my ideas that I have. Maybe they go, oh, I'm using this, I'm using that, and we can go back and forth and find even a better idea. So with that, I'm going to start with, it's an idea to repurpose speakers.
Yes.
Let's say you have a powered speaker, or you can even do a passive speaker via the amplifier. But let's just say you have a speaker that you want to multi-purpose it for an application, and it's not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily have Bluetooth on it. But there's a way of doing that. And this has been covered. In fact, John, you covered this at the NAMM show in 2014. I watched that video on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's the Bluetooth. This is Alta Bluetooth Total, and it's a really nice little, way to repurpose, a speaker, powered speaker that is. Now, when you covered this at NAMM, there was other applications you could use it for, not just speakers, but going through your mixer. So if you want to put music through the mixer on your mains, you can do it as well. So Mauro, that's just an idea.
Yeah, Mauro, for people who haven't seen the video and such, kind of explain how that works, how that system works, and what a person needs to do to set it up. So that, because there's going to be folks out there who didn't watch the video and have no idea.
Well, it's just like any Bluetooth device, you can pair it, but it's really easy to pair. There's a little button here to pair it, and once you pair it, it's super easy on your phone, on your iPad. It doesn't matter, whatever device you want to use to run music through. This will go into your speaker through the XLR. You can see the XLR.
Yeah, there we are.
Via XLR, but you can also see it. Another way of doing this, if you want to go through maybe even your home system, get an adapter to a mini jack, RCA mini jack, so you can still use this even in your house. I use it in my bedroom in another little system, a stereo system that has a little RCA mini jack, but I use this as well as my speakers that I use for DJing. This application would be like, say, I was telling you earlier, John, say you're at a chamber event. Let's say it's a chamber mixer. This is just one of a business event. And a lot of times it's not going to be in just one room.
Yeah.
I had a situation where the room was upstairs, and they wanted an announcement upstairs, and they wanted some downstairs, and it was less than 50 feet upstairs. If I measured upstairs, I could have gone through a lot of speaker cable, XLR cables, and gone upstairs, but it didn't really work.
Right.
In fact, this worked better. This is great for those situations. Not every application, but it worked for that application. Okay, let's say you're at an event where it's at one room. Well, if you don't want to lay cables, I've used 2 of these and didn't string any cables to my speakers, and it worked fine. I didn't have this worked where people were going through where my speaker area was, because there was not enough room in this one event, and so they had to go through it. I didn't want to put down gaff tape or anything like that. I used this instead. It worked fine. So that's another application, and there's many other applications I haven't even thought of, but that's a couple of them. So that's your Bluetooth Alto. And guess what? I'm trying to make this is high tech, low tech applications for something that's very reasonable for $49. And this is what anywhere you go, this is going to be $49. I don't care if you get it from Ben Stowe or if you get it from anywhere else. It's going to be $49 plus shipping if you don't have Amazon or
whatever. Yeah.
Basically. But I'm not trying to sell you an Alto. I'm just trying to show you what I would use it for. And basically, it works fine. So that's one idea I have. And Rachel, DJ Rachel, that's on Facebook, has also had a video on this too, and they work fine. And so they're going to ask me how far away. Well, I've done it where these compare out stereo wise. You can go up to, I'm going to say, maybe about 80 feet. Okay. And I haven't tried it any farther than 80 feet. When you pair these together, you can use the other one as a repeater. So if this goes 40 feet, the other one will go 40 feet, right? So that's how that works. So kind of like a repeater. So that's just one of the ideas. Okay, now we're going to go low tech idea. Oh, I'm sorry, John. Did you have a question?
Well, yeah. Let's. So you went about 80 feet. Have you had any problems with dropouts with that? Have you noticed those?
No. I've tested it. I've gone I've even gone to a private party where it was they wanted something where it was just one speaker, Bluetooth, and they didn't want to. I kind of do rentals too. I kind of rent my stuff out. And they just wanted something real simple. And I said, you can use your phone if you have Spotify or whatever service you have, and just run they just wanted a nice sound system. That's all they wanted. I said, yeah, just use that. And so they used their own Spotify account, ran through that. It was fine. I just paired it with their phone, and that was it. They were good to go. So that's just another application as well. But it works fine. I mean, it works fine with any kind of streaming music. I've never had any dropouts. I've never gone that far to know if I will have any dropouts. I don't know. Do you have any issues with Bluetooth?
No. Well, sometimes Bluetooth can be fickle and such. So that's why I was just wondering, because you have real world experience with those compared to some of us who haven't taken them out in the field. So.
Well, I've taken about, I'm going to say 60 feet. I don't know if I'd go any further than that. I've never tested them to go. Like I said, certain applications, they work really great. Maybe if I went farther than 60 feet, I think DJ Rachel went it looked like she went at least 100 feet or more on her video. So it just depends on, I guess if there's any frequencies in the area, whatever, or any other interference. But they seem to work fine, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
So now to really, really low tech. So
okay, just hang on, Mauro. For those in the chat room there, Brian mentioned that he did a video with one of those for his friend Art, but it wasn't a YouTube video. So Brian will have to give us his thoughts on this at a later time then. So because if he didn't do a YouTube video on it.
Yeah, and like I said, it's to repurpose, speakers that don't have Bluetooth. And in fact, I wish, I'm hoping you'd think that Bose would actually have Bluetooth on their speakers already. Well, this is a solution for those people that own Bose. You can still have a Bluetooth on your Bose system,
for sure,
or any other speaker.
Any other, anything.
And that's some fighting words there. If I mention a brand, so I'm not going to mention a brand. Any speaker, any speaker you want.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm full disclaimer. Like I said, we may work for me, it may not work for you. So that's my disclaimer. So. Okay, very low tech. Now this is an idea I had because of a situation. I went to an event where uh, the hall, they were having this event. It was a Chris, and that's why I'm bringing a lot of this holiday stuff. Have you noticed background you see the
Yeah,
snowflakes?
snowflakes. Yeah, you're getting.
So I'm bringing a little bit of the holiday stuff. So this one is very low tech, but it's a really helps the people out at that event. When you go to a hall, there's a lot of things you can do and things you cannot do. One of the main things you cannot do, you can't nail a nail on the wall. You can't, put stuff, sticking on the wall. You can't paint the wall. You just can't go into the hall and say, I'm going to do this to the wall. Well, I found a solution, but it's not necessarily for me. I just bring it to my event, to my Christmas parties or my corporate Christmas parties. And this is these little guys.
Yep.
And these little guys come in different sizes. I got this, I'm going to tell you, at the dollar store, 99 cents. Oh, well, at the 99-cent store or dollar store, but they're about $1. But you can find them at Walmart, any place sells these. But they come in different sizes. So if you want to have a little clip, but the cool thing about this, they don't stick to the wall. They're removable hooks.
Yep.
So in other words, they have a little elastic thing on the back that grabs onto the wall. And they come in different pounds. So this one says it's for 3 pounds. There's some that are 1 pound. They're telling you that this can only hold that weight. So an event I went to, I brought these. I bought about maybe 100 of them in different sizes and shape.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, at this Christmas event, they're going to want to hang their own decorations and all kinds of things. And so the lady that hired me, she said, we can't do anything with nailing stuff and put anything. So they want to hang these little Christmas tree lights all around the wall.
Yeah.
So I gave her these, and she said, "Thank you so much." And it was really nice that I brought these because it just, made it so much, better for their party. And I just thought they were a great idea, and she thought it was a great idea. In fact, she books me almost every year because of this. I think that's what I think. Maybe not, but that's a low tech.
Yeah.
99-cent store or dollar store. You can buy these anywhere, Walmart, and they're still very reasonable no matter where you go. But you can hang stuff on them. So there's one.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Okay. That's another. So any questions on? Do you use those at all?
No, actually, I have never really. Not even in the house, I've not used.
Well,
those.
it's just an idea.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you brought these and you were the lifesaver at that party? Oh, I can't. You don't have to nail them. Here, just put these on the wall and hang stuff.
Yeah.
Hang whatever you want. I wouldn't recommend hanging any, DJ lights or anything on them, but they're good for like hanging lighter stuff. So that's what I recommend. Okay. No questions, huh?
No, we're good. We're good. Yep.
Okay. Speaking of hanging.
Uh-oh.
If you notice in the back, you got your headphones, right?
Yep.
A lot of people I'm not saying just on these particular model of containers. I'm going to use the wrong word. They're going to say, those aren't containers. Wait a minute, this thingy doodad that holds my thingy here. I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you. But as you notice, all these have latches, and I always see guys hanging their headphones on the latches, on these cases, right? On the Gator cases. This one happens to be Pro X case, but they hang them on there, and the back of this eventually gets worn and gets torn. So what I found at the 99-cent store or the dollar store are these, and these go over your door to hang garments or jackets, and they work fine and they look good. They're not, they're not like it doesn't look good. It looks good, and these can hang on any kind of thing that you can latch it to. So they're kind of neat and they're very practical. And so what I do is I'll hang this here on the front or on the side, and it works fine. And they're 99 cents at the 99-cent store or a dollar store or at Walmart. And in fact, you can find various types and shapes and sizes. In fact, I had one of these, and I flattened it so that it's flat. So you can stick it underneath one of the legs of the table. So in other words, instead of this, you would have this straightened out. And it would go right underneath the leg. And you can attach it with a little hook so it won't come out. So that's how that would work that way. So underneath your crate.
Nice.
And those are that. So let's see. And I have this low tech, all low tech stuff that's affordable. Okay, here's my bag. My bag of cords. And it says here. It's this one. Is look how it's been used and abused.
Yep.
It says long
IECs. Yep.
Four of them. There's 4 of them here. I still wrap them up with cords, but what I find is that when you put them in your transport cases, that if you were just to put them loose, sometimes they get all mixed up, and you don't know. You don't really know. You don't know where everything is. You don't know if these are 4 feet. I mean, I should have put the length on these, but I put just long. These are long.
Yep, longer. Yep.
So, but I could measure them, exactly how long they are. But this is really inexpensive. It's here we go. Branding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that Ziploc?
Ziploc. There we go.
Little Ziploc. And I should change my old ones, but I find that the old ones stand up pretty good. So you can put your name, your whatever it is. Yeah. That's just Ziploc, but you can choose any brand you want. Any store you want to go to, you'll find these. So that's just another example. Low tech, but it's something that DJs could use, and not necessarily they're going to use this idea, but they may say, that separates my little stuff from my big stuff. I can label it. I don't know how many people divide their things, but I like dividing and putting things in order so they don't get lost. So I know this is where these go. I mean, you can have, I've seen where you have crates. If you have big productions, you don't really need these. Just on some applications where you might have something where you don't want you don't want it to get lost. That's all I'm saying. So there.
Nice idea for a little cable management and such.
So how do you manage your cables and things? Or do you just wrap them on?
I have Velcro. No, I've got Velcro straps for most of the longer cables. Smaller ones, like IEC, I have smaller cases that I put them, and I have them kind of that the 6-foot and under ones go in this case, and my 10-foot ones go in that case.
Yeah. Well, then that's you can organize it that way. See, I would organize things with my mind and said, this is where it goes. I know where it goes, but if I had an assistant that didn't know where things were, I could just say, look, it says, this is what it says on the bag. Get it for me. So if you have an assistant, you're a roadie, that would help. But because you know where things are, but they don't know where things are.
Yep,
so yeah, something like that. So that's just an idea right there.
Yeah, Brian Red said that in his part of the world, he needs to have freezer bags.
Freezer. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's cold up here.
Well, yeah.
Good,
Brian.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Okay, so this unit right here, I'm going to show you something else. This I got in Amazon. And can you see that?
It looks like you're eating fruit by the foot.
Yeah, you can. Actually, it's LED. LED.
Okay.
So these little lights, I got my LED, these LEDs, maybe I'm gonna say a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Because on this unit, actually, hey, I won this Newmark from. Hey.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, sweet.
There it is. There. Yeah, and I got the case and everything go with it. So, but I got this, and I noticed that one thing that I like is to have lights so I can see a little bit of what I'm doing. I really like that. And this is really low tech. It really is. Even though it's high tech with the LED, it's kind of low tech because what you do is they have these online, and Amazon is a place I would go.
Yeah.
I bought mine for I think $7, but now they're I think around 11. But that's still reasonable, $11. But the new one, see, this has some control, but not a lot of control. The new ones have a little remote control where you can change the lights, all kinds of. This has functions, but not as cool as the new ones with the little remote. I mean, if you want to go that route, but all I needed was to light up this underneath. And I'll show you real quick. So I went with the battery. I didn't want to go with hardwired. So I didn't want to go with an AC kind of thing. So I went with a battery. And if you notice, I put it underneath here, and I just taped it. So it was really, really easy to do. Just tape it underneath. Okay. And then right here is a little battery packet. I think it has 3 AA batteries.
Okay.
And so I just turn it on, And if you know it, can you see from there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It glows nicely.
Yeah. So that. Oh, let me black it out so you can see better. There.
Nice.
So I can change the colors, but this one's a bright color, so I can change it, the intensity as well. So I'm going to go with a different color. There's a red, blue. So you got about 8 different colors in there.
Uh-huh.
And it's got a little program that's kind of cute. It's kind of like, it's got a little light show thing going.
Mm-hmm.
Blinks, it chases, but it just blinks. But all I just wanted for was just for the light itself. And it kind of looks cool. I mean, it kind of looks nice. So
yeah, for sure.
I know a lot of, Johnny Mencias actually was the guy that kind of, he had it before I did, but I thought it was a great idea. Well, let me turn the lights on. There.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm green, I'm blue. Okay, wait.
I have to cycle through.
Wait, let's get to the right color. Is that okay?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. So that is another idea. Now, some DJs will have their own little light, but I think this is the way to go, especially if you want to put them on ledges. And you don't necessarily have to put it on this. I've seen people put it on their speaker stands. When they have speaker stands, they put these on there. They look cool. They kind of decorate it that way.
Yeah.
So it's another way of doing something with this little LED strips. And you can get on Amazon. There's all kinds of things on Amazon as far as LED strips.
Oh,
you
for
can
sure.
buy. I mean, I was thinking when it gets cheaper, because it's not that cheap right now, is to do LED strips around the whole house. And that way, and I could just during Christmas I could just put a different color. I could just make them chase. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And that's just one application. All
So
right.
how long do those batteries last? How long?
Well, here's a good question. John, thank you for that question.
Mm-hmm. Good
question. They last, regular alkalines will last you, I'm going to say, they started and I had to get a new one of these.
Yep.
What happened is it corroded, I'm going to say within 4 months. I was using it 1 month, and all of a sudden I go, it's not coming on. I look in the battery pack, it's all corroded. So I recommend that you get lithium batteries. And
Sure.
that's what's in them now, is lithium. So that if it does go bad, you're not going to get any corrosion. And that happens. My bad that happened, but
Yep.
lesson learned. It was only $7, so I had to replace it for $7. It cost me $14 total.
I've got $14 into this one. Darn it.
I know. So here's another low tech, but it's something that you may look. Here's my pants.
Yes.
Pants. The thing I put this in a oh gosh, the bags. What are those bags you put them in?
Yeah. Your suit bag. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you put them in the garment bags. That's it.
Yeah.
Garment bags. See, it's like Jeopardy. On the tip of my tongue, that question, but I didn't get it. So this is what I use so that it doesn't slip, because every time I put this in my garment bag, I find it on the bottom of my garment bag every single time. So low tech was this little clip. You can actually put clothespins, but I did put clothespins, but it left a little mark. And so you can see these little marks when I took it off. But this is flat, so it doesn't leave marks.
Oh, nice.
So this is low tech, and also 99-cent store. And it, like I said, is really expensive. You just get one. It's not one for 99 cents. You get about 6 of them. So there goes that. Only one for 99 cents. What a ripoff, man. But that's a way of keeping their garments in check, so it doesn't end up in the bottom of your garment case. So there's another one.
Yeah, that's a very, very practical tip.
John, do you have any low tech ideas that you use right now, that you kind of use, that you think that other DJs could use, that you have? You probably have ideas.
Oh,
I know you do.
Yeah, I do, but I don't have my props or anything with me. But
you don't have to have your props. You can just
one of my favorite is those little ball bungees. I'm sure you've seen them. They're the little. They're about 6 inches long, and they've got a ball at the end. And I absolutely love those for cord management on lighting stands. That you can, or even the speaker stands, where you can put the wires behind the pole, and you do that little ball bungee thing, and you can just take those, and when at the end of the night, bing, 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 you're taking them down. Because I've had some situations where I used to gaff tape the cords to the pole, And then after a little while, sometimes the gaff tape, as the kids were dancing at a teen dance and it's getting hot and and humid, the tape starts to let loose on those applications. So I've really been a big fan of those little ball bungees. And I think I use on my high school dance show, I use about 25 on there because everywhere the wire goes, I've got it so it's behind the trussing. And it's, at corners, it's before the corner, bend the wire after the corner.
It keeps everything in order.
It does.
Cables in order. I use something similar. It's a little Velcro straps that I got through American DJ.
Yep, I know those.
And those work fine. I use those actually to wrap things up, cords and stuff. So that idea, man, that's perfect. That's a great idea. So you got some good DIY ideas. So.
Oh yeah. There's quite
any other secrets you want to divulge? Because I have a few more.
Go back to another one. Let me put some thought into this while you're doing your next one. So,
well, maybe somebody on the Facebook can give us their own.
Oh, they're just making
low
comments.
Tech. It has to be low tech.
They're appreciating your ideas and such, and they're really loving it. So,
okay. Now I'm gonna tell you. See what you see in the back? That's low tech. That's a low tech light that. You can project this on your garage door or your house. Yeah. But what I found, this was really so cool. I found these on special at the end of the season on Christmas. They had 75% off. I got lucky, and what happened was they had stuck these lights. I'm going to show you right now. And I'm not trying to promote Star. I'm not trying to promote it, but you see it on all the ads, infomercials. Well, this light is pretty good. I used it at a Christmas event, and you know what? They loved it. And I've had these for I got the 2 years ago. I had an event where that lady goes, can you make it like? She goes, can you make it like snowflakes coming down on like snowflakes all over the place? And I really didn't have a light that had gobos like that. And I was like going, but I remember what these were in Walmart. And I said, you know what, I might have a solution for you. So I went back to Walmart and they had a sale there, before Christmas, 2 years before Christmas. And I found these and I had brought it to her party and she loved them. She totally digged them. And you could project these on the ceiling. And that's where I projected them on the ceiling. And she thought, man, and she just loved it. I told her these are just things you can buy at Walmart. I don't know if I should have left my secret out because now she probably won't book me. She's probably gonna buy it herself. Yeah, and these I think retail for I believe $29, I believe, or $28 plus tax is what it says here. It doesn't say it on here. Sometimes it says it on here, but I think I got mine for, guess what? Remember I told you I got a special on it? I got each one for $6.99. Nice. And they come with these slides. So I'm going to show you right now. They come with about 12 slides, and it's not just Christmas. It's Halloween, Easter. They have one for let's see, for birthday parties. Balloons, all kinds of stuff. So, and it's really easy to put in. And I'll show you the unit itself because I think you guys are going to be curious about that. But here it is. And it comes with two little things. This comes with this tripod little stand here, and it comes with a stake, like a little stake, so you can put outside on the ground. Yeah. Because this is actually made for outside, but that's a good thing because it's durable. It's going to last outside. But let me show you. Here's the attachment for the gobos. Yeah. Right here. So I'm gonna take one out. I'm gonna just choose one. Oh, this is Halloween, but yeah. Okay, so let's put the Halloween one in. So it's really easy. Step it in. And what's back there? Ghosts and bats. Bats, yep. Ghosts and bats. But it projects pretty good. I mean, it's powerful LEDs in there, whatever they have in there. It doesn't say how much power they have, but they project on a garage door. And they're great for even, for using it at an event where you might have a person ask you for snowflakes coming down, which I happen to have. So that's something you might consider. It's low tech, and it doesn't cost that much money. Even at $24 or $29, even if you buy it for the retail price, it's still a pretty good buy. Mm-hmm. So I put that go back in. but that's something that you could use maybe on the ceiling or maybe on the wall. You could project it on the wall. You say that right there. Are we back to snowflakes? Yeah. So
There we are.
So you can project this on a wall. You wash the ceiling with it, but it's kind of cool because I got 3 of them. So all 3, man, they work really good together. And you can put it on slow. I think it has slow motion. Slow. Stationary.
Yep, static. Yeah.
And then they have a little higher speed, I think. I think they have a lower speed to it. I mean, they can go slower fast, but I think we'll see. Yeah, there you go. I know that's the same speed of me. But it's a pretty good for the price. I mean, I know there's other professional lights out there, and I'm not putting those down because I think those are great too. But this for $29, you can go to Walmart and get it during Christmas right now. They have other it's funny. Have you been and seen a lot of their stuff like lasers and stuff they have at Walmart? I go, wow, some of it's pretty cool. I said, yeah, that'd be kind of neat for my house. So so that's another idea. Mm-hmm. Oh, and going back to the Bluetooth, because I want to let you know what it comes with, because I forgot about that. It comes with a charger. It comes with a charger in that, and it's really easy to pair. In fact, they have you can go online and you can find the instruction how to do all the instructions.
Sure.
I can tell you how to do it.
Yeah, Audit Alto. I don't remember if it's Alto Professional, Alto Pro, but yeah, search for Alto and it'll pop you out to their website. So an idea with the lights you were just showing, I've not used that particular light, but there have been a couple of other outdoor lights that I have used that have been non-DJ lights. I needed them for a specific application, but I needed them higher. And what's kind of cool with those is with that little base you were talking about, the stake, that will fit inside the top of most speaker stands that don't have the actual cup top on it.
Oh, yeah. No, see, now that's a good idea. See, that's an idea on this idea. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. So now you can take those and put those up above people's heads and kind of be shining those down, because most speaker stands will get up 7 feet approximately. And that little pin will fit right down inside the speaker stand. You put them up to the top, and if you want to, then you can clamp another light or two to it if you had some flood things. But now,
you know what? I might have to take these back. They didn't come with a stake. No, just kidding. I probably have it somewhere. I gotta take it back. But that's like you said, that'd be a good idea to put that stake in there and just put it on a pole. So you can project it. Yeah, or like I said, ceiling, floor, whatever you want to project it on. But it's pretty powerful since you think about it. You're projecting it onto your garage from a distance. So it's a pretty good, it's pretty bright.
So we'll continue now with that. So we've got our light up on the speaker stand, and we're going to drop that wire down. And if we don't have those little bungee straps, and you want to use gaff tape for this, and if you've got good gaff tape like they have from NLFX Pro, which you'll do a wrap around your pole to hold the wire. Well, then when you have to go later and try to peel that off. If it's good gaff tape, it can be a little tough to peel off like that. So one little thing that I teach my DJs to do, and Michael's obviously heard this, is that when you get to the end of that tape, just before you lay it flat, you just put a little bit of you fold the corner over, you put like a little dog ear. And so they basically, adhesive is sticking to adhesive in the one little corner. That makes it so when it's time at the end of the night to go and take that off, instead of having to kind of peel and grab the wire and try to rip it out of that, you can grab that little dog ear and you've got leverage to take it right off nice and clean.
Right off. Yeah. That's a good idea. I mean, I've gone to events where I put the gaff tape down, and a lot of times tape will stick to tape. So if you don't take it out right, it sticks to each other. And I've had times where I had to take my XLR cords and I had to actually cut later on, because they got stuck together and it enclosed the cable.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what can I do? I have to deal with it when I get home.
Yeah, and I have one extension cord, a 25-foot extension cord, they were the nice ones that we had at the time. Not the really nice ones, because if it would have been a really nice one, I would have peeled it. But I just left it in the tape because one of my DJs, they grabbed the cord, ripped it, yanked it right off the floor, and the tape did that exact thing. It just kind of sealed itself around that. And then they grabbed one end of the tape and they were just trying to muscle it off. Well, then you end up having tape sticking to tape type of a thing, and it was just a complete disaster. So it's become a prop for teaching, don't do this. I'm showing DJs.
Well, That happens. I think it's happened to a lot of us. So
Yeah.
not just us.
Yeah, and when it does happen to us, we don't
So
keep
how much
pushing.
time do we have?
Oh, we got
more?
a few more minutes. If you got a couple more for us?
Okay, I got one. This is
Okay.
my last one.
Good.
Okay. And this happens to be, can you see this box?
Yep, I can see it. Yep. There we
A
go.
little lower here. So here's this box. This is my alternative power supply here.
Oh, okay.
And I put a video on the cave and some other places, and I got this for less than $79.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it was about $79. The whole thing. What it is, it's an inverter with a battery inside it.
Yep.
And it's all built in here. So if you can see.
Oh, nice.
And it fits in there pretty good. I put some foam in there. But it's, you know, and I'm going to say this. The more powerful your inverter, the less you'll draw from your battery, whatever it is. So if this is a 1,000-watt inverter that's in here. It's a 1,000-watt, but inverters, I've had inverters before, but they've gotten smaller and more compact, and the tech's got really better with inverters. So now you can put an inverter here. I used to have a 1,000-watt inverter, but it was bigger. It was like about the size of the small little amplifier. But this inverter is a lot smaller, footprint, and it's got a small battery. Batteries have gotten smaller, and this battery is used for solar power roofs for people that have solar power. It stores, but it draws. It charges up faster, but it draws. I don't know what the guy said, but it does. It's a better battery. That's all I know. I'm not too much of a tech person, but the case and everything, I think it was a total of $79. And I recommend that if you don't have, I'm going to say I use generators too. Yep. And I'm not saying don't use a generator. Don't use a generator. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this is another option we might have. I've used this where it's on the beach or up in the mountains, where it's just going to be a ceremony. They just want the ceremony. And ceremonies, I'm going to say on average, maybe less than 20, 30 minutes, tops. Yeah. A ceremony. That's it. This is what I would use this for. I've tested this out. It's lasted me a little over, I'm going to say, 5 hours. Oh, wow. With one of my Bose compacts. Okay. With a cordless mic, with my iPad. It has a USB, little USB port in here, so you can hook up your USB to your iPad or whatever you want to do. So you can keep that charged. But it really is a compact, way to approach, having alternative, power where you can't have power at all. And I know there's situations that this might be handy. So it really depends on what your application is. So I'm not going to say that just for all your gigs and you can run your whole system all night long. No, you just want it for those situations. And I love it because it's not as heavy as a generator, It's lightweight. So I'm going to say it weighs about 30 pounds with the battery. Sure. 30 pounds. And it's, like I said, it's very transportable. It takes about an hour to charge, so you want to charge it before you use it. But it, like I said, it lasts you, I'm going to say, good 5 hours. That's a idea I had. I've been tossing this idea around for a long time. I wanted to see where I could find something that was inexpensive, but yet practical, but I could actually make myself. Yeah. So that's a DIY project that I had. And, it's something that if some guys want to use it, I can, just message me and I can tell you where you get all the parts. I got all of them from the Harvard Freight Tools. You guys have Harvard Freight Tools? So that's where I got everything.
Give us a ballpark. What did that full system run when you put the battery, the inverter?
About $79. About $79.
For the battery, inverter, and box.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sorry.
Yep.
I misspoke here. It ran 128 with inverter, with the box, with the battery. Because of the inverter, I believe the inverter was $80. And that's pretty reasonable at Harvard Tools, $80 because it was on special. And they don't normally have the inverters on special at Harvard Freights, but they had on special, and then I had a coupon. They give you 20. You ever get those coupons? 20% off plus 20% on top of that. So I was able to save money on this. So, but I'm gonna say about 128, maybe a little more, 130 to be on the safe side. But that's what it costs with the inverter, battery, and the little case, and the foam. I just got from my church. Had some extra foam. I just got it. If it can have it.
Yeah, exactly. That'll be sitting.
So, but it works. In fact, I'm going to try it on this light so you can see it. So remember, there's no cords here, folks. No cords whatsoever. So I'm plugging this. I'm unplugging this light. See right here, this light, and I'm going to plug it into the inverter and see if it works. If it doesn't work, my name is Mud, or I got egg. So I'm going to turn it on, and there it is. Look, it's working. It's working. So it converts the DC into AC. So, and it's I think it's pretty cool. I've used this many times over. It's paid for itself many times over. Like I said, I used to have a larger system, and it had a heavier battery. It was a marine battery. Those things are heavy.
They are.
And you can make it even heftier. I mean, you could actually run your whole entire event if you had, like, say a 5,000 watt inverter with a bank of like 4 batteries. You'd be safe. You could run lights. You could run anything, and that's the nice thing about inverters. And in fact, I did some research on it. Walt Disney wanted to come up with a way to do their what's that, light parade? When they do the parade with lights and stuff.
Yeah.
And all the parades now are only used with battery and inverters. They don't use gasoline generators. And there's a lot of reasons why they don't use it, because of the fumes, because of liability issues, and these are less likely to explode on you, even though they can if you really try hard enough. Batteries, the fumes can explode, but less fumes, a smaller footprint. So yeah, I found out I was Googling it. I said, when I was looking for inverters, that they had started the light parade that way. So kind of interesting. Google it, you find it. It's there.
Excellent.
Okay, so I think I got a lot of stuff here.
You did. So you got a lot of stuff.
People can use it. Maybe they can't use it. But like I said, the disclaimer is what works for me. It might not work for you. So it's just ideas I had. Maybe people have the same ideas, maybe using it in different ways. But that's the nice thing about Facebook and this show. We can elaborate, and maybe you can improve on those ideas too. So
yeah. Brian was wondering if you could share some good tips on how to put the boogie in your butt, which he's referring to that Eddie Murphy album that you guys were crate digging, and you got it and he didn't.
Oh, well, I mean, I boogie in your butt, man. That brings it back to my disco era. Eddie Murphy. That was a late '70s. Yeah, that's I will, Brian. I will will that record to you when I'm not here anymore. You can have that record when I'm gone. That'll be. And also, there's one that I talked is Captain Sensible, Buffalo Gals.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people don't know that song. I said Malcolm McLaren. I go Malcolm McLaren.
Yeah.
I was trying to just Brian get that one too.
You
missed that one out. You missed on that one, Brian.
Mauro, thank you much for being with tonight. Gang, if you want to reach out to Mauro, you can just go search on Facebook, type in his name, and he is there, and you can ask questions or share ideas. And
I appreciate everybody that's watching.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're in all this DJ industry together. So if you have any ideas, you can share with me too. I like learning. I learn every day, something new every day too. So
that's for sure.
That's my mind. If I stop learning, just shoot me. No, don't shoot me. Just kidding.
Oh, that sounds great. Mauro, thank you very much. We'll be back in about 15 minutes tonight with our convention series. You can go out to DJNTV.com, click on the convention series, and you'll see that we're going to be talking with Rob Peters tonight. He's going to give you 10 tips for improving your business today. And that will be going on here at, 9 o'clock Eastern, which will be in about 15 minutes. Mauro, once again, thanks for being on tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Bye.